Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here. I'm going to show you something rather interesting that I just recently did. I did a set of profiles for an individual. It included one matte paper, one matte canvas, and then a semi-gloss type fine art paper. The thing is, he printed the charts on a Pro-10 using Precisioncolors Signature Edition inks, which include only one OEM color, and that is red. The rest of the 9 colors, actually 8 plus Chroma Optimizer, are third party. And so when you create a profile printed with that set of inks, you would not think that you would be able to get a good result printing an image using the same paper on a Pro-10 but with 100% OEM inks. What could possibly happen? Well, if you see absolutely no difference, that means that the Precisioncolors Signature Edition set is actually perfectly matched. But if you do see a difference, then what's happening is that when you created the profile with that particular ink set, then whatever deficiencies that ink set portrayed, let's just say, compared to OEM, will have been corrected for by the profile, assuming that those differences or discrepancies are not too big. So then when you go back to your control, which is OEM, you will see a different rendition. Usually it won't be for color. It will not show you a color cast or a different rendition color-wise. It will show you a different rendition as far as dynamic range of your print. Now we all know that the OEM black inks for any printer out there are always superior to the OEM ink for any third-party source, except maybe Cone Color black inks for the Sure Color HD type ink set. Those are extremely dense, but just about every other photo black ink, pigment base, and also dye base will simply not have the density that OEM black ink offers. So what happens is that the charts that you print will have to be corrected for, because they will not have on the color patches, and this is 1,600 of them, it'll have to compensate for the inability of the third-party photo black, matte black, any black, as well as grays, to give you the same performance as OEM or original black, photo black, matte black, and grays. Okay, so the results that you get are going to differ in this way. They're going to be perfect color-wise. They're going to match your screen, as long as your screen, of course, is calibrated. I printed this image right here. I'll show it to you in a minute. But I want to show you the charts that I scanned. Scan number 1, scan number 2, and scan number 3. So if the ink set is not able to produce the deepest blacks wherever those colors are, then it will compensate for that. So then when you go ahead and do what I did, which was to test the resulting profile using my OEM ink set on my Pro-10, well, of course, I ended up getting denser, even denser blacks, because the profile was already trying to overcompensate for the slight lack of density of third-party black inks. So you end up with somewhat crushed shadows in some of the areas. Here's the print. Color-wise, this is perfect. This matches the rendition on my computer screen. The only difference I saw was here. Now, this tells me that this profile is definitely going to work had I switched back to Precisioncolors inks with just OEM red. I would get detail here where I have lost it, basically because the profile's overcompensating for the inability of those black inks, and not just this ink set, but every other ink set out there. That's why you have to create a custom profile when you switch over to third-party inks. No matter how good they are, you still have to create a profile so that you get the best rendition of what the original image should look like. OEM produces a perfect rendition. Actually, I see some detail on my computer, and it may be a case that I am looking at it through a backlit monitor, simply as that. And it's going to always become slightly crushed, regardless of whether you use OEM or not. Okay, let me clarify that from the beginning. What you see on your computer screen, those deep, deep shadows, slight differences in tonalities, that's going to be probably crushed. Okay, because this is not backlit. We're not viewing this through transmitted light from the back. We are viewing this with reflective light from the front. So it's always going to look a little bit dull. But I just want to pass that on to you, that at least for this particular ink set, surprise to me, I got a perfect color rendition match to what my screen shows. And that's really the goal, okay? And I'm using OEM, so I am overemphasizing these blacks because I'm using that profile that I created with a third-party ink set from Precisioncolors. You see? So this shows you and tells you that that ink set, as well as some of the other ones as they sell, are such a close match to OEM. It's just ridiculous. Had I been using Precisioncolors Signature Edition on my Pro-10 rather than OEM and printed this image with a profile printed with those same inks, it would be perfect. Okay, the rendition would be the same color-wise, but it would be more open in the shadows here. That's simply it. All right. Hope you enjoyed this short video. Thanks so much again. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell. Click the notification button. You guys are not doing that. Okay? Therefore, you are going to miss out. When I upload this today, probably only 50 of you will watch it. Instead of the, well, I'm not going to say 30,000 will watch it, but that's how many subscribers we have now. Over that, actually. So anyway, that is it for now. Again, don't forget that when you switch over to any third-party source, whether it's InkOwl, Precisioncolors, Cone Color, I don't care who it is, you're going to need a custom profile made. None of the profiles you download from any of the paper manufacturers will be made with your ink set. They will be made using original inks. And so you may or may not get a match. We lucked out right here. We got a perfect matching color. Again, the only difference is the shadows are crushed a little bit. And we already know why that occurred. All right. As always, happy printing, everybody. Bye-bye.